Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura. Welcome everyone. Today we try to continue or start a conversation which is maybe interesting for a community who is ready to grow. So, let's see what verse we get today and then how we continue the topic we started yesterday. Tataschalabda samskaro dvijatvam prapya suvrato gargadyadu kulacharyad gayatram vratam ashtito Tataschalabda samskaro dvijatvam prapya suvrato gargadyadu kulacharyad gayatram vratam ashtito. It's good if we not just mechanically try to read the verse. The verse have mood. And I understand that kitchen also have a mood. It's not problem, but first we focus on the mood of Bhagavatam and we get it, and then what necessarily we do. So it's too much, movement here and there, and I'm afraid that the meaning will not go through if we are not start to focusing on that. Our nature is just easy to deviate our mind is not easily focused on the Bhagavatam's topic. So please, today's verse is 10th canto, chapter 45 and 29. And it is when the Lord gets initiation. And what is following is the Lord gets education. That's not many times happening. We don't. Yeah, maybe Lord Ramachandra got also some kind of education, but otherwise we don't hear that the Lord's incarnation gets some education and have pastimes of initiation. Tataschalabja samskaro vijatvam prapya suvrato gargadyadukulacharyad gayatram vratamastito tataschalabja samskaro dvijatvam prapya suvrato gargadyadukulacharyad gayatram vratamastito. Please repeat. Tataschalabja samskaro dvijatvam prapya suvrato Ladies. Tataschalabja samskaro vijatvam prapya suvrato gargadyadukulacharyad gayatram vratamastito. Tataha then cha and labdha having received samskaro initiation Krishna and Balaram dvijatvam twice born status prapya attaining suvrato sincere in their vows gargat from Gargamuni, Yadukula of the Yadu dynasty, Acharyat from the spiritual master, Gayatram of celibacy, Vratam the vow, Ashtito assumed. Translation given by Srila Prabhupada. After attaining twice-born status through initiation, the lords, sincere in their vows, took the further vow of celibacy from Gargamuni, the spiritual master of the Yadus. Prabhupada's purport. Both Sridhar Swami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explain in term Gayatram Vratam as the vow of Brahmacharya, or celibacy in student life. Krishna and Balaram were playing the part of perfect students on the path of self-realization. Of course, in the modern degraded age, students' life has become a wide, animistic affair filled with illicit sex and drugs. Magyana timirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, yesterday we began to speak about the special society system which is not just protecting people from wild activities, but offering liberation if they properly follow. Today we speak a little bit about why so important the Varnashram, why Varnashram is special. And I use this opportunity to see a little bit into Krishna's word, Krishna's life. So Krishna have two phases practically in his life. The one is in Vrindavan, from his childhood, when his father Vasudeva took him to Vrindavan. And then his father was missing him very much until Krishna killed Kamsa, came out from Vrindavan. And then from that point, Krishna is living in his father's kingdom, first in Mathura and then they go to Dwaraka, and he follows the Varna and Ashram what his father offering to him. Krishna shows that how important for him to show this example, and a little bit we go into the details. Krishna shows that what is important in Varnashram Dharma, what is the real meaning, what is the real value which the Varnashram offering. So here we see that first of all, he attaining the twice-born status through initiation. So the history is here when Krishna killed Kamsa without any status of twice-born. Krishna just killed Kamsa by his own power, quality. So he's a very qualified person. He's more powerful than the most powerful king on that world. Krishna could do anything after he killed Kamsa. Krishna can declare any desire everyone would fulfill, either from fear or because of attraction. But then what Krishna does? He doesn't use this power, doesn't use his freedom for widely act or act like whimsically. He follows, he put himself under the authority, under his father's authority. He makes the king Sugrasena back to the kingdom. He doesn't accept the kingdom. It's a great details how he doesn't accept kingdom. Everyone offering him, okay, you become a king. And he does say no. Ugrasena is the king. So Ugrasena accepted because Krishna pushing him. And then, okay, but you are a first minister. No, I am not. I am no one. I have no education. And his father understood that, okay, for a long, long time, Krishna was not here. He didn't get the proper care what the father or what the mother want to give the child. So now he start to give everything which he knows the best for his children. Vasudeva again didn't consider that Krishna is the Supreme Personal Godhead. Vasudeva considered he is my son. I have to give him the best education. That is the relationship between Krishna and his father. It's not like a Supreme Person is one soul, Krishna and his father. And then Krishna relating to his spiritual master, getting initiation from him. As Lord Chaitanya also, as he was appearing again, like a Supreme Person of Godhead, but still, he went to his spiritual master and accepted initiation. And then he took further vow, not just have an initiation, but further vow of brahmachari life, which the main point is celibacy. The behave is a strict celibacy. Because in celibacy, who is acting as a disciple of his spiritual master, could really develop a nice qualities for the rest of the life, preparing for the material task and the spiritual task. Without that, what we see, young boys and girls, their father, their mother thinking, what is the best? Oh, I sent him up to Oxford, Cambridge, or sent him this and that. And what's happening? So to say, when I was in elementary school, when we become the oldest, we become wide. I was not a bad boy, I was maybe interesting only for sport and nothing really else. And in the school, I wanted to learn everything. I wanted the best student. But then, in the breaks, there are some time when we study, and then other, a little break. And we have a little longer break, 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes, the biggest guy of my classroom, they've got some mood of challenging mood. And they challenged the smallest. And they were playing with him like here and there. And they wanted him to do something very strange things. I don't know, I don't remember. But I remember they were saying, no. And they grabbed him, and we were living on the first floor on the school, and they opened the windows, and he put him grabbing his leg, just, okay, do you want to do it or not? Do you want to do it or not? Do you want to do it or not? He was crying like anything, 5-6 meters high. And that was just a joke. It's a human behavior. We are at the last stage of going out from the elementary school. We're supposed to be an adult. We're supposed to understand something from the world. And we are playing like anything, like a worst animals, treating a young boy's life. And we don't mind how he's feeling. Wow. And then, after the class was finished, we went out. Where? We were a little bit more adult, looks like a little bit adults, where we went to the pub. And before we went home to study, we've got the first drink of beer. 14 years old boys drinking beer after the school because we have some money. And we looks like an adult, and the leader of the pub doesn't care who is asking beer or who not. Material life, student life, I don't mention much more about later when we have higher school. So, Prabhupada offers something else. Prabhupada offers us temples, and Prabhupada offers us Varnashram Dharma. When there are schools for children, there are schools for adults, and there are perfect teachers who are maintaining the best mood and they are giving the best knowledge. So, I will continue read a few verses until we reach to the school of Sandipandi Muni. Concealing their innately perfect knowledge by their human-like activities, concealing means covering. Those two omniscient Lord of the universe, themselves the origin of the branches of knowledge, next desires to reside at the school of a spiritual master. Thus, they approach Sandipandi Muni, a native of Kashi living in the city of Avanti. That's a whole other story, how they choose Sandipandi Muni. They went so far from Dwaraka. Avantipur is not so close. And they went by foot, barefooted, as young brahmacharis should. They've got initiated. They could get anything, a big army behind them, going by chariot, but they went on foot, barefooted, because they are brahmacharis, and they were happy. And on the road, they were begging. Everyone gave them so much because they were so attractive. Krishna and Balaram comes to your door. Knock, knock, knock. Bhikshu, 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 bhikshu. And they give anything. But it's no, that's enough, that's enough, that's enough. So they went for maybe a couple of weeks on the road. They have some protection from the king. And then they arrived to Sandipandi Muni's ashram. The best of the Brahmanas, the spiritual master Sandipani, was satisfied with their submissive behavior, and thus he taught them the entire Vedas together with their 6 corollaries and the Upanishads. So, one little side story. When Krishna and Balaram understood that their father, wanted to give them initiation for Kshatriya race, for Kshatriya Varna, they were thinking, what will my real father think when he understands then we are not remaining as Vaishyas, we are not remaining as the protector of the cause. We are all my childhood life we lived in a village and we was part of this Vaishya community. So what they will think? We just don't mind? No. Krishna was really thoughtful at that moment and he asked Balaram what to do, my dear. Should we accept that Kshatriya initiation or what to do? We can't not accept because he's my father and he's considering us like good Kshatriyas and we are. But still, what will think Nanda Maharaj? And what will think all my friends? So they sent message and they wrote a letter. Jai Shri Lord Nishingadev. Wrote a letter to the Nanda Maharaj and they wrote down, yes, our father Vasudev is offering us to an initiation for second initiation, Vijavrata. Jai Shri Prahlad Nishingadev. But we are considering ourselves as a Vaishyas. So please, in the same time, when we get initiation, when we get this thread, please put all my friends a thread, initiate them, and consider that to whoever you give this initiation in the Vaishya Varna, it's me also. Consider them as me. So that happened at the same time when Krishna and Balaram got initiation. the same time all the Brijbasi's friend, equal old as Krishna, they all got initiation as a representative of him. And Krishna considered himself still a Vaishya in my heart, in his heart. But when he appeared on the road, they came to the Shandipani Muni's ashram. Shandipani came out. He see, oh, disciple is coming. And he recognized, oh, he's a Kshatriya, he's a Brahmana. And he considered according to that position, because he have faith in their initiation guru, that what kind of initiation he gave them, and he considered what will he teach to them. He taught them the entire Vedas, together their 6 corollaries of the Upanishads, means they taught them the most important principles, Shastra, to have spiritual advancement. And considering their Varna, he also taught them the Dhanurveda with its most confidential secrets, the standard book of law, the methods of logical reasoning and philosophical debate, and the 6-fold science of politics. Because he saw their Varna is to guide people, make administration, so they have to know all these details. Without that, how could be someone a leader? Yeah, there is a good character, but this is science. Purport given by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Swami explains that the confidential portion of the Dhanurveda, military science, includes knowledge of the appropriate mantras and presiding deities of warfare. Dharman refers to the Manu Samhita and other standard law books, Dharma Shastras. Nyayapatan refers to the doctrine of Karma Mimamsa and other such theories. Anvikshikim is knowledge of the techniques of logical argument, Tarka. The 6-fold political science is quite pragmatic and includes Sandhi, making peace, Vigraha, war, Yana, marching, Asana, sitting tight, Dvaida, dividing one's force, and Samshaya, seeking the protection of more powerful ruler. Politics. Proper politics. Proper politics for protecting people in general from wild animalistic persons. Protecting them from attacking from somewhere, inside, outside, crazy persons, other kings who are not following the Dharma. Protect, protect, protect. They need knowledge, they need power, they need secret knowledge, which only they can know. That's I remember one story of Mahabharata, when Drona Maharaj was teaching the art of Dhanurveda to Pandavas and to other princes. And what happened in the forest, they found that one other boy came out and asked Drona to get initiated and also teaching him, like accepting him like a disciple. But Drona was refusing him because he considered him is not prepared, not qualified for that science by which we can control others. We can have a power doing practically anything. Before that, it was the story of King Vena. His father's name was, someone knows? Vena, King Vena, his father. Anyway, I will remember. So, when his father had a wife, the daughter of that personification. Their match was their Grihastha life was not really perfect, because their son Vena become not the best son on the world. I want to try it. Anyway, so when they raised up their son as the future king, they recognized that their son have very bad characters. It is in the Bhagavatam Canto 4, chapter 14, the story of King Vena. Anga. Maharaj Anga tried to correct his son many times, but he was not agreeable. He was not accepting his father's direction. He was too proud boy, and he was very cruel. And then in one point, King Anga told, okay, I can't do anything more. I'm old. I need to retire. So he went out. One night, he just went out to the forest, and no one found him. When the great sages headed by Bhrigu, who are always thinking of the welfare of the people in general, when they saw that in the absence of King Anga, there was no one to protect the interest of the people, they understood that without the ruler, the people would become independent and non-regulated. And then they have to choose someone. And they knew that King Vena is not a proper king, but still they tried him to, maybe later we can correct him. And they installed Vena on the throne as a master of the Lord. All the ministers was disagree. So it was not an easy situation. Sunday we will have a vote, and maybe some will disagree, some will agree. I don't think that in this temple it's happening, but I have this situation when in another temple we have a vote for the temple president. That was a big argument before that. And there was practically fighting. In ISKCON temple, there was a fighting who could be the president, who not, why, and why not. 30 people just came together and they have arguments. I didn't know the solution, and there was no solution because, by arguing, by voting, is practically impossible to get the best solution. Here also, they put King Vena, but later he was so cruel and he stopped all the yagyas, all the word. And the word without yagyas is dying. So the same sages should kill him. And then again the problem, they killed, okay, that cruel king is not anymore, is there, but still the chiefs and rulers are there and present, and they attacked again, the innocent people. So they have to find a solution, then they found another solution. They are very capable. So then King Prithu appeared with his wife, and they introduced proper Varnashrama system for protecting the world. So Varnashram is protecting our qualities. And that's why Varnashram is so special. There are different societies in the world, as we spoke a little bit about yesterday. Most of them do not offer true liberation. And their promise for religion's goals and moral values are more and more degraded by the influence of Kali Yuga. Leaders, both religious and political, are unqualified. They don't know the goal of their life, how to achieve it, and they are not seriously want any progress in spiritual life. They want to progress only in material life. When Parikshit Maharaj went around the world to check if everything is correctly going on in the world, then they recognized that some signs are showing that somewhere is some disturbance. And they went to find one person who was dressed like a king. And what he did? What that person did? Yeah, he was beating a bull. Tried to break a bull's leg. And he was almost successfully broke all the 4 legs of the bull. And no one was there. No one wanted to protect that bull. So King Parikshit immediately, he took the sword and just immediately just say, okay, the next moment you have no head. But Kali, he was dressed like a king, and he immediately, surrendered. And the rule for the kings, if he surrendered, then I have to protect his life. So he didn't kill Kali, and then there is a consequences. And he allowed to Kali to live somewhere. And that's where these 4 regulative principles are not followed, and also where there are people who are so much attached to money. So why Prabhupada wanted to have self-sufficient farm communities? Because temples in the city also, they are very much depend on money. Money, money, money. They are devotees, nice devotees, but still, how that money comes to the temple? One time, Prabhupada understood that big donators are using not correct method to collect money. They were just chiefs. And they made a big money and they give it to Prabhupada. Prabhupada didn't know it. But after he recognized, he just stopped to accept that. My Guru Maharaj, at one time in the same situation, one person was a nice donator. But in one point, he was decided to get to some bogus guru. I don't remember whom. And he was open his mind as, what is this famous guru who was in the middle of, in the 20s, was very famous in India. Many persons. Huh? No. Anyway, famous guru, bogus guru. He is declaring himself like incarnation of Krishna. He left his body, but anyway, so when he told that, and Guru Maharaj told, please don't do it. You're interested for India, you are many times goes, you have enough money, but please don't give up Vaishnavism. No, I'm just visiting his ashram, I'm just curious. No, he told, we don't interest for that. That ashram is ashram, but you will not understand the differences between the real, true Vaishnavism. You will be condemned. And he, okay. But he left and he went to this ashram. And when my Guru Maharaj understood, he immediately rejected that person. And whenever he wanted to give a donation, he said, no, we don't touch your money. He gave a big money. He wanted to give a big money, but Guru Maharaj refused. We don't accept anything because of the money. Money brings some very serious karma also with us. So the situation in the centers where we are dependent on money is very special. We have to use every cent for really, truly for the preaching. It's including, of course, the deity worship. But if we make a little mistake, let's have a reaction. So that's why in the city it's very difficult to keep centers pure. They have ups and downs. They have more difficulties than in countryside. But in the country, we can product everything. We can have our food, we can have our dress, we can have everything. So why not use that opportunity? Of course, in different countries, it's very difficult to get enough land, but we try the best, and then Krishna will arrange. Krishna will help us. In Hungary, when we decided we have to get land, and devotees, a small group of devotees went all around and tried to find nice land for our future development. And they found a very nice land. It's very rich, very, nicely, it's a little bit separated, but not so far from a big city. And they went to research who is the owner, what is the price. The price is very good. We have enough money. And then they met with some respective person and told, do you know why that field is so cheap? We don't know, but we are happy because we need a big land. So in other places, this kind of field is much more expensive. And told, yes, we know. But a few years ago, they just stopped to mine plutonium. And they have some wells where they use the water to purify that material, which is we are using for atomic powerhouses. You know that. So the field was really rich, but no one wanted to live there because of some problems of the health. Maybe we don't know. The second generation is without legs coming up. Because this world is like that. Scientists say, it's no danger, we measure it. Yes, maybe not. So we decided not to make a risk, not to get a shining field for shining deities. So went all other places to look for. And what happened? One summer day, we have a good Sankirtan day. In the city center in Budapest, there was a big festivity for music, art, so many things. So people came there. There was a nice ancient temple, a church. So it's a touristic area. So devotees went there to distribute books, and one of the distributors met with a nice person, and he told to them, "I know who you are. I like you. Please give me this Bhagavad Gita, but I have for a few years ago I've got it. But I see you are a very nice person, so anything I can help you, please just tell me." And the Mataji Mehta told, we are looking for some field for buying it. And he told, I am a Lord Mayor of a village, and I think I can help you to get a nice place. Just come to me, and they have a contact. So a few days later, the leaders of the temple went to him, and he received them very nicely, really appreciating him. And he told that, at that moment when there is a communism just broken, the people will get back their ownership of the field, but they are not interested to work on the field. They are not interested for agriculture. I know they will just sell it to some bank or some rascal. So I want to help you. Please tell me how much money you have, and I will speak with people to give it to you. Don't show you are Hare Krishnas, because they will not understand. They will be afraid you are a sect, you are a very strange person. You just say them, just show we are some new wave agriculture person, to biologically pure, we want to have a farm community, like a biofarm. And that's enough for them. That's strange, but they will accept that. So he was preaching to all the members of this village to collect all this field and in one nice prize to give it together to this group of crazy villagers, And they told them, they will come here, they will start an agriculture company, and you will get work by them. You don't have work here, so you don't have job. They will offer you job, they will engage you. It's a nice development. This village is almost died. All young people are going out to the big cities. They study there and then they don't come back. So that is the new life of our village. And he convinced them. And we've got a very nice, I think 60 or 70 acre. Here is 7. How much acre you have? 17? Okay, there's 70. So maybe 6 times more in one place, a very nice protected place. A few years we had to wait because it was not properly used. But then, after a few years, we could start a biofarm. And year by year, we bought more and more. So at the present moment, maybe 200 acres we have, including forests, including waterfalls, and so many nice things. So that was the beginning. That was Krishna's arrangement. Meeting with this Lord Mayor, getting a lot of help, and later also he was always helping. And very soon we got a good reputation from all over the country. We opened the field like a Krishna Valley without having anything, just the old bar for some animals. But we put this kind of big boards all over, and we have a nice artist, and they made a nice picture. And here will be an elementary school. Here we will have a holy place. Here we will have an economic system of gardening. And everything was on the board. People came and people paid a ticket to just going from one board to the other. And they were satisfied because devotees were so enthusiastic. They painted the picture of the future, and people, wow, it's fantastic. So many cows, so many agriculture, so many holy places. I will come back. I have to see how it's developing. And they came back year by year, and they were witnessing that it's happening. From that day when we opened at Krishna Valley, all the Hungarian devotees and their friends, all they started to help to develop the farm. All they focused all the energies to build a farm. And now it's a good place for every devotee to have to raise children. Okay. So, it's very important topic. When you are young, how many you have children? You have children? No. You have? But you will have. And other ladies knows that when you have children, what will happen? Immediately singing, which school we put the child? Which school would be the better? My daughter always thinking, that school is better, and she's ready to live near to a good school, not remove from one apartment to the other, which is much more comfortable for the family, but still is too far from the best school for her daughter. So that's family life. We want to give the best. So what is the best for Krishna is best for us. So Krishna went to a school where he learned all this very important science for his next varna, next job, next career. And then, not just that he was learning, because that was very dry school. O king, those best of persons, Krishna and Balaram, being themselves the original promulgators of all varieties of knowledge, could immediately assimilate each and every subject after hearing it explained just once. Thus, with fixed concentration, they learned the 64 arts and skills in as many days and nights. Thereafter, O king, they satisfied their spiritual master by offering him Guru Dakshin. So what was the 64 arts? If you read the Krishna book, you know that. Who remembers at least one or two? Yes, please.
We learn how to recognize certain signs.
Omens. We find omens and understand omens. Yeah, very important. Others? Someone knows some? I will read them, so don't worry. But yeah.
I think they also learned art and dancing. Art.
Arts? What kind of arts? The 64 arts. So what kind of arts? Painting, for example. Yeah, painting. Dancing, yeah. Painting, dancing. All have science. When we dance, the demigods are laughing. When we play, the Gandharvas are laughing. But they're respecting us, and they send some of them to be part of the Krishna conscious movement, and they show what is really the art of music, the art of dancing. So if we pray to Lord Krishna, he will also send some devotees who are coming from the heaven, and they bring that talent to dance really nicely, and so many things. So, singing, playing on musical instruments, dancing, performing drama, painting the face and the body with colored ingredients and cosmetics, preparing auspicious design on the floor with rice and flowers. You see that in India they are doing it. Making a bed of flowers. When you are in Grihastha life, it's important. The first day of marriage, the husband should make a beautiful bed of flowers. And for the deities, we need to make a beautiful bed of flowers when we are pujaris. Okay, coloring one's teeth, clothes and limbs, inlaying a floor with jewels. I see outside someone is working on that table, and they are not putting jewels, but at least nice material to make it really nicely designed. Did you see that? You recognize some children with the mother making some nice table? That's one art. That's a good to learn from Krishna, from the original source. Mixing colors, splashing water. When we are in a big festival in Mayapur or somewhere, or we are in this lake, we have to know how to splash water very perfectly just to the face of the person. Or some, I don't know. I didn't learn that. Covering a bed. Ringing water pots. Bam, 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 bam. And many others. Okay. So that's Krishna's Varna, preparing for his job, respecting artists when they come to make him happy. They are the best artists. To appreciate art, we need to learn art. To appreciate the best artist, we also have to learn something about. Because that's, what happened? You didn't cut it? Yeah, we have to learn how to prepare for cooking. Cooking also an art. It's not just put together some, hey, stop please. It's not just putting some vegetables and put some spice and that's it. Cooking is an art. I have a friend. Now they're preparing to make him a master cook, and the plan is that he will cook go in the restaurants, a kind of sauce, salty sauce, and he will make some recipes. You put exactly this amount of potato, this amount of curry, then something, and then you mix with this sauce exactly this amount, and that was the standard for the Govinda restaurants, because we consider it, we open Govinda restaurant, and the first few months is beautifully, everyone is happy and ordering so many subjects, and then the quality of the cook is going up and down, and mainly down, because practically very rare when someone knowing how to cook really tasty, really special subjects. So if someone have this art, he have this talent, they can offer to other centers, and we can really keep that high standard, which people will really appreciate. Many are very gourmand persons. They will appreciate our art. And that's one of the reasons why we need Varnashram, because temples will never provide such a wide opportunity of learning. But we can inspire devotees who have talent of teaching, have some talent. Please come together, find a place where there are some Vaishyas, where there are some agriculture, where there are some nice protecting place, self-sufficient community, and give your art to the next generation, give your knowledge, give your skill to the next generation. And then parents will be very peaceful. Parents will come and parents will bring their children to put into that school, which is famous about what high class of teachings, high class of education. So Krishna and Balaram learned so many things, solving enigmatic verses, making a bow from a strip of a cloth and a stick for performing, spinning with a spindle, carpentry, architecture, so many things. Yeah. Language also. They learned all the languages. I just 64, so it's a lot. Please read it from Krishna book or the following verses in this chapter of Bhagavatam. It's our values. It's our values which is almost lost. But the acharyas, 6 Goswamis and other really wise persons, saintly persons, they want to keep it, we want to store it, they want to use it. So we are one of their followers. We can also bring that culture, beautiful culture. This is a culture of Varnashram, living in the highest way, simple but very artistic way. Like this temple is one of the product of that art. We can have beautiful houses, we can have beautiful gardens, we can have beautiful things, and we engage ourselves, and they will become famous of that. And then much more easy to teach Krishna consciousness to persons who are already attracted to us. So that is one of the reasons of putting the Varnashram into practice. And it's Krishna's desire, it's proper desire, it's one of the service which we can pick up and develop in our place where we are living. And not every place would be the same, the Varnashram, because as time, circumstances, persons' qualities, they will vary it. Principle is the same, but the appearance will be different. So we will have the Simhachala Varnashram, special, famous Simhachala Varnashram with the art of making nice pujas, artistic way, artistic decoration on the altar, and all around, all the halls could be really special. So that could be the future. Any comments, any questions? Yes, please.
When you speak about Varnashram Dham, this mostly we think of, okay, we wearing only dhoti, we wearing only sari, we wearing, like traditional Indian clothes, but especially when you hear in Europe, it's not always suitable. Or
It's not suitable. I'm definitely not.
Yeah. So, and also sometimes for the public, it's it's like why you in the winter time walk around in bed sheets or something like that. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, my question is, how is the symbiosis between having really healthy Varnashram Dharma
Mm-hmm.
and according to the natural surroundings? Because a part, as I learned from Bhaktivedanta Purnasma, a part of Varnashram Dharma is, for example, using also local vegetables,
Yeah.
using everything what is growing
Local, yeah.
locally.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes, because in ISKCON now there's a big discussion about, for example,
Mhm.
clothes,
Mhm.
how we should
Mhm.
dress. What's your thought about
Yeah,
that?
so thank you very much. Because after Prabhupada left, it was not the focus for ISKCON to develop Varnashram. So we have not so much researches. What does it mean in details? What would be the really which we should follow and will not follow? Definitely, what you mentioned, Varnashram is not just one system which we can imply all over the world. It's variations. The principle is the same, but Varnashram is quality-orientated system, which means whatever is available as quality, we use that. It's not like a box, okay, that is fitting, that's not fitting. No. We need devotees with good qualities, but whatever good qualities they have, they will create Varnashram for themselves and for the surrounding, for someone who is attracted to their life. So that should be work day by day. What is the dress? Yes, for the pujaris, I'm sure that on the altar you will never change that dress. But when you come out from the altar and maybe go to the field to work, and you hurt your leg many times, maybe you will have a big boat, which is not fit for the altar. So you have to find what shoes you have, not these wood shoes. Maybe it's not perfect for following the oxes. Some are going barefooted in our farm, but they are very special soles. And they say that's better for me, and they are not hurting their leg. But others are using trousers, very strong trousers, not to be hurted. and able to work day by day. And yeah, we have some ideas that everyone should wear dhoti in the Goshala. It was a very short idea. We couldn't. It's just not possible. Then we understood wearing a dhoti in a Goshala and after half a day is so dirty. It looks like a rag. You know, it looks like it's not a attractive, vision. So the main principle is to be attractive, to see that nicely, individually you use consciously what material, but not just the dhoti is attractive. Not just a dhoti. Don't show your bodily sexual attraction. That's the point. Cover your body nicely. But not just the sari and dhoti is covering the body nicely. We have so many type of varieties of dresses. And in Vrindavan, they are not wearing always saris like ladies. They have very special other dresses. And in Vrindavan, the climate is quite different. And so I'm sure that it's not a sin or not against the principle of Varnashram Dharma when some community working out some kind of standard, some kind of frame to make sure that we are not looking really, really strange. We are looking really practically, but attractive. That's my point. Keep attractivity in the focus, keep practicality in the focus, and whatever you find here, it will be the optimum. And I'm sure that it will be not an issue after many places really try establish Varnashram. It says issue and before we try to do it. After you live in half a year in Goshala, it's not an issue. The dress should be dhoti or not. Because you see practically it's possible or not. That's my answer. So we need to relate to people who is coming and they are interested. They will put questions. Why you are wearing this so dirty dhoti? You have to answer. You have to answer. And they will feel purity and they will feel that the formality. They will see it's too much regulated, that place. You have no space for your invitation. I don't want to come, or you don't want to join. Or they will feel, oh, it's nice, it's regulated, but still individuals have their space to show their characters, to show their way to approach the principles. So both we need some regulations which make sure that we are not become too crazy, but we need space. Varnashram giving space for individuals, giving space for varieties, a lot of varieties, but also giving some frame to make sure that we are going to liberation. We don't lose too much variation, maybe just distracting us from the goal. So it depends how mature are the persons who are start to Varnashram. In a nursery school, every children have to wear the same dress, because otherwise, they could be like, have some strange idea. But after the elementary school, we can trust the person. You can see that they are still clean when they wear something else, not just the official dress. So that's my understanding. It's okay? Thank you. Anyone else? Please, he's. Yeah, please.
Your comment, you said we should look to be dressed attractively. So my questions are attractive for who? And
First of all, attractive for your Guru Maharaj. first of all for Guru Maharaj.
Okay, as far as I understood, this is also principle in dressing that dressing means to remind that others are reminded of Krishna, so that others see if you are dressed.
Yeah,
You should be dressed in such a way that someone else who sees you is reminded of Krishna.
yeah,
Is this correct?
yeah.
So then, if you say attractive, if someone's dressed in trousers, standing in the temple room, it might be attractive from another point of view, but it doesn't remind you of Krishna.
Yeah, it's very much depend where we are dressing. For meeting a politicians, it's maybe we wear suit and trousers. But when we are inviting them to our house, maybe we wear whatever we are finding more attractive to Krishna. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was ready to dress his sannyasi disciples in black suit. Did you see that picture? They have some very good relationship with the king, I think king of Orissa, I'm not sure. And you see the picture that around the king there are sannyasi disciples, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and they wear all black suitcase. Because that was at that moment the most appreciated dress for the king. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was ready to adjust the dress code of his disciples for the purpose of attracting other people. Prabhupada was also ready to do that. And my Guru Maharaj also sent us to different places, and we have to wear the most attractive suits. I don't know the English name. So one devotee was responsible to dress up us. And we went all together, not the cheapest shop, not the shop where they give second hand dresses. He went a very traditional shop, and he chose for everyone the tie, the up and down dress, I don't know the English, and he chose the shoes, he chose the sock, and we have to put that dress because he knows that is the most attractive for people to whom we are going long time. We visited some encounters and we tried to convince them to help to get more tax from people. When you step in, they don't know who you are, but they see who you are. And they were appreciating, oh, you looks nice. But also I like when you are chanting, dancing on the street. Chanting, dancing on the streets is better not in this black suit. Because then we representing Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. Then we dressing as Lord Chaitanya was teaching us. But when we go to their place, we attract them by their dress code. That's I learned in my life. So we are ready to change.
So that means about the sannyasis, they went to the king.
Yeah.
If the king came to the temple, there's no need to do that. Then they see
Definitely. Definitely. If the king is ready to come to our cultural place, definitely. Maybe one person who is serving the king could still keep that dress to make the king more easy to, not to see I am alone dressing differently. That helps the king. That's always, it's like a big work in the mind. Just be really emotional, be empathic. Empathically think what the other person is thinking at the present moment, how he feels. It looks on the face, everyone. We need to absorb on that, not just, I'm a devotee and I'm preaching nice words. Not the words will convince people, but our behave, our conduct. And this needs maturity. It takes time, mistakes. we try to, go through different phases, and different centers are on the different phases in their growing life. Yeah. Thank you very much. Can you give that? And this is the last, if it's because we're over 9.
Varnashram system. Thank you. Varnashram system.
Mm-hmm.
I think the preaching congregational Sankirtan development is also part of Varnashram system. So this is to enable us to really grow the Varnashram with the preaching congregational Sankirtan development with like they have in Mayapur for years. They have preaching Sankirtan congregational development, and so I think this is also important to develop this, not only to stay internal, but if we neglect this, then we will have always the same devotees, and nothing will grow.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm sure that congregational preaching, including teaching Varnashram principles for persons who are not regularly or not really every day coming to the temple and accept the full-time devotees' mood, but they're ready to help for different reasons. And then, when we are approaching them, we need to recognize their nature. And that means we are considering them as potentially part of the Varnashram Dharma. It's because Varnashram Dharma is not established yet, so we cannot tell them exactly how it would look and what is their role, but we start to speak about the principles and ask their opinion. What they think, how they could adjust themselves for this kind of society system. Do we see the future they can have a part of that, a role, a service in that? And in this way, yes, we are speaking about Varnashram principles to congregational members. And let's see how they can help. They are part of our bigger community. We should not neglect them. Yeah, thank you very much.
And regarding the suit,
yeah,
and preaching at universities. Regarding the suit with when Srila Gurudev was going to different conferences with a suit and a tie to meet scientists. Even though he's a sannyasi, but we can see pictures where Srila Gurudev has a suit and tie, and when we do conferences also in Switzerland about science and spirituality, I know this is not the department in this project here, but still, if we are preaching, this is a Srila Prabhupada vision. How to visit also the scientists, conferences, universities, in suit or in tie or
and tilak.
Sometimes tilak, sometimes
nice
tilak,
nice
sometimes tilak. Yes.
Prabhupada was saying that when the tilak will appear in a high court judge,
yes,
forehead, that's when Krishna consciousness spread all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for everyone. I'm appreciating all your openness. And let's continue tomorrow or day, afternoon. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaura Premanandi.